Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to explain how you are going to crack one P2P job. In fact, it is not one video. I'm going to add a couple of videos in this series. So you can check my P2P series. That is going to help you for your interview preparation. So first here, couple of things you have to identify what is exactly interviewer going to ask in this particular profile or this type of profile if it is that what they are going to ask. One is they will ask the questions related like what is P2P cycle and what the procurement analyst is going to do. When you are saying procurement consultant, that is development, that is customization. In this video, we will not talk that. In this video, we will see what is the process and how being user what you are going to do. That will be the first one. Then we are going to discuss a couple of things here that is bit technical things, and whatever the points I'm going to pick all this from this job description I'm going to take. And in this video I am going to cover three important questions which can be asked from this job profile. Then in next video some more jobs I am going to some more questions I am going to add here. So as a procurement analyst, what you are going to do? So as I said, you should know the complete process, like how you are going to manage the vendor payments, how to create vendor masters. So all this I already created the specific topics in the video. If something is missing, let me know, I will add that too. So it will handle like being a procurement analyst, you are going to create purchase order. Now, what is the prerequisite here? If you check this one, it seems like it's a procurement, but don't think that here finance people will not apply for this job, because if you check this requirement, it's showing that qualification is become. So that means being a finance person, become MBA finance, you may apply for this job. And when you are going to start your analyst job, like I said earlier, don't restrict that I will only handle the finance part because that is my core area. No, business analyst point of view, it's not like you are going to, when you are going to be consultant, that time you are going to specify to finance, but now entire process you have to manage. So it includes, your profile includes creation of orders, invoice processing, payment, execution, supplier queries, right? Master data creations, managing their, if any issues are there, that also you are going to handle, right? Then next you can see here S4HANA. Now, S4HANA, as you know, that it is your best ERP application as from SAP. Earlier we are working on SAP ERP. Then why is it that it is like maximum openings you will find in P2P? Because it's a very strong presence in India. So as you know that maximum USA, Europe companies, they are outsourcing their work to India. So they are outsourcing their processes like procurement process or P2P process, R2R process, O2C process. So these IT companies or ITS companies, they are serving to. So maximum you will find that AP process, more number of openings always you will find. Or right, receivable process openings are there. So that's why I will target on those jobs so that you can start your career in MNC. So and which industry it will be there? As you have knowledge on procurement, or if you have the knowledge on procurement, you can cover any industry, right? It may be pharma, it may be any manufacturing, it may be IT, anything, because the process is almost similar. And when you will find, like I will proceed, you will find that questions related to both manufacturing and service also I'm going to cover. First question is, what is the procurement to pay cycle, the process that we will see, and why it is important in the organization. So as I said that here, when any business is going to procure something, so you just check this cycle here. So first we have to identify the need, what we are going to purchase. Are we going to purchase raw material? Are we going to purchase any spares? What exactly we are going to purchase? That activity will be handled by the specific team. So if there is a requirement of raw material, so your production team is going to initiate the process. So they have some requirement, that is not your area. You are not going to do that activities as a part of the procurement process. So identifying the need. So next activity will be creating the requisition. That means once they identify the need, they are going to create the requisition. I'm just explaining as a part of process, but again, you are not going to involve here. So requisition creation and all that will be handled by that particular team. The next activity will be, that is your purchase requisition approval. So the department head should approve it. If they are saying that we need 100 tons of material, raw material from this category for our production, so department head should approve it. The next will be PO creation. Now your involvement will be there. As a part of your procurement team, you are going to create the purchase order. So already I have created videos how to create purchase order. I will add that video in the reference. You can check that one. So that is my first activity, or I'm going to create the purchase requisition. That purchase requisition we are going to convert into purchase order, right? So PO creation done. Then the next activity will be PO approval. So PO need to be approved. That means we are going to initiate the purchase. The next activity will be our goods receipt note. So once we place the order, or we place the purchase order, then vendor is going to deliver the goods. So that is known as your goods receipt note, or commonly known as your goods receipt. With reference to goods receipt, then accounting will be there. So that will be known as your GRIR analysis. That will be my second question. That also we will see. Goods receipt note. Then next will be the invoice. So we are going to proceed with, so everything is okay, two-way, three-way matching, all this done. Now we are going to invoice we are going to process, because we are going to accept this particular material or this particular consignment. So invoice processing and approval, then finally your vendor payment. So the process started from identifying the need, and it is going to end up the vendor payment. Now when you are going to join this particular profile or this particular process, which activity you are going to do? Initially at the time of interview, you don't know which activity you are going to do. That will be the job assignment. But from the preparation point of view, you have to prepare on every area, so that any question will be there very easily, you can manage. Okay, so this is what the entire process, right? If I am going to show you one cycle in SAP system, so that same thing you can see in the system. Very quickly, let me show you that. Now you can see this one in the system, what I explained in the PPT, same thing it is there. If you are familiar with SAP system, then you can easily identify those things. And if you are not familiar, then you have to practice. Now for this, whatever the required configurations, all this, you are not going to handle that. That will be handled by the consultant. You should know how to create those activities. You know how to create a purchase order, how to process the GR, right? So configuration part will be handled by the consultant. Right now I'm demonstrating it. That means the backend configuration I already did it. But right now I'm just answering that question. What is P2P cycle? But how to create purchase order, how to create GR, I already have video. You can check that one. So let's take the first one. So first one is your purchase order creation. So this is one order number is there, right? This one will be handled by, or this one will be created by you if you are involved in the purchase order section, or you are managing the purchase order. So basically in the purchase order, we are going to maintain the details, what we are going to purchase, like from which vendor we are going to purchase, right? So the vendor information, then other details, which is like purchase organizations, purchase group, the team, all this data will come from the configuration. You are not going to do anything. So this is one details, the line items, my point of view is there. So what the product we are going to purchase, the material number, its quantities, informations, the delivery schedule, then other details, conditions, and all will be there. 90% things, whatever it is, which is there, it will come from the configuration. So being PO analyst, or being the user, you are just going to feed some data. That's why I said that maximum things will be handled by the consultant or the configuration point of view. But fresher point of view, of course, you have to start the career here. So you are going to enter what product you are going to purchase, from which vendor you are going to purchase, and some other details. So once you will create it, one purchase order document will be generated in the system. So the PO created. So that is our first step. That is our first step in my this example. So this PO created. Then what is the next one? PO approval, that will be there. Then after that, goods receipt note. So that means this PO need to be converted into GR. So let me show you that. Check this one. This is one material document generated. So the next goods receipt note prepared, and that means we have received the inventories. Again, when this activity will be, who is going to do that? Maybe the same person, or maybe another person is going to do that. So once the GR is processed, and with reference to this GR, some more details system is going to generate. The accounting documents will be there. That is a reconciliation. I don't want to deviate from the current topic, but that is again another very important area, right? So the GR document will be there. So you can see here a couple of accounting documents are there. Now who is going to post this accounting document? So no one is going to post the accounting document here. So first we created the purchase order. Then after that, the accounting entry point of view will try to understand. So the accounting entry will be there. So first the purchase order created. Then the next one is GR document. So this GR document is there, that is goods receipt note prepared. Then the next one, couple of accounting document will be there, that I will address in my next questions or when I will answer the next questions. So this accounting documents we will see. So first PO created, then GR created, then after that what is there, that is the invoice. So next one will be the invoice. So the existing GR should be converted into invoice. So in this invoice again, some more activities we are going to do, and with reference to that also accounting document will be generated, right? So if you are not familiar, you can check the video. For every activity I already have videos, you can check that and you can practice accordingly. So with the invoice, accounting document will be there. Then finally we are going to make the payment to the vendor. I don't know whether this one is already paid to the vendor or it's open item. No, it's not yet paid. So you can see the status is showing open. So that means the payment not done, but the payment should be there. Here you can see a couple of cleared items are there, means the payments are done. So this is your P2P process, which is going to start from identifying the need and it is going to end with your payment. Coming to the next question, what is GRIR clearing account in SAP system or in SAP ERP, and how does it going to function in the P2P cycle? So for that, you need to understand the accounting part. So when we have created the purchase order, PO means purchase order, that time no accounting document generated. So here no accounting, and you will find very often that SAP is a fully integrated application. So integrated application means when the logistic user is going to do something, automatically other areas like other departments activity is going to be entered in the system. So now in this case there is no integration is involved because logistic document will be generated. Next one will be our GRN, goods receipt note. So when the GRN document will be processed, in my example, if we'll check this material document 225, with reference to that, there should be one accounting document. So this is the accounting document 50007. Now who is going to post this accounting document? No one is going to post the accounting document. Automatically system is going to post the accounting document, but for that of course the consultants need to do the system configuration. Let me show the accounting here. So accounting document is what you are going to purchase. Again, another concept here is involved valuated and non-valuated GR, that I will explain in another video. So assume that it is the valuated GR. So here accounting document is what you are going to purchase. Let's say we are going to purchase the inventory. So stock is going to debit whatever the amount. Again, that amount will come from the configurations. So amount is, let's say 500, then credit will be something you are going to credit or system is going to credit. Now maybe in your study you must have studied that purchase is going to debit and vendor is going to credit, but in reality it never happens like that. So what you are going to purchase, that or whatever you have received, so that is going to debit. So stock is coming here, what comes in debit. So as per accounting point of view, so stock is going to debit and credit will be the clearing account, that is GRIR account is going to credit, and this one will be there at this moment when it will be processed, or at this moment the document will be there in the open status. That means something more we are going to do here. So here one clearing process, GR clearing will be there. So that means when there will be a inventory inflow or whatever you are, it may be asset also, so that time your inventory or whatever it is comes in, that is going to debit and GRIR account is going to credit. And who is going to post this entry? No one is going to post this entry. So here it will be automated posting. Okay, so let's check this accounting document. This is my accounting document. Now I have explained a simple accounting in Excel, but in practical when it was processed, some differences are there. Purchase price difference was there. So automatically now this accounting entry, no one is going to enter in the system. Automatically the source document, if you try to check here the source document, you will find the original document is your GR document. So with reference to this GR document, this accounting document is posted, right? Then after that, what we are going to do? We are going to process the invoice. So when you are going to process the invoice, this GR item which is there in the open, it is going to clear. So next one will be the invoice. So invoice means GRIR account which was having the credit entry, it is going to debit. So that account will be 0. So this will be debit and it will be cleared if configuration is correct. And what is going to be credit here? Credit will be vendor, your AP. So vendor is going to credit here. Other items like your maybe tax component, all this will be there, but in general this will be the accounting entry. Now this is one accounting entry with help of integration configuration we are going to get. This document also will be there. When you are working as user point of view, then you don't need to worry about that whether the accounting document generated or not. You should know that whether accounting document is going to generate, the correct account is updated or not, debit credit perfectly posted or not. Of course it will be there because already they have tested everything after doing configurations, but you should familiar. If the question is what is GRIR account, you should know what is GRIR account, right? So what will be the accounting entry with reference to GR, that you should know. What is GRR clearing, so that also you should know. So be careful with these important terms. So GRIR, that is nothing but goods received, invoice received. Sometimes maybe you are going to receive the invoice first, so this entry will be first entry in that case. So GRIR is going to debit and vendor is going to credit, then after that inventory you are going to receive. That is also possible. So this is known as your GRIR clearing account. The purpose here is sometimes, let's say, discrepancy will be there. Let's say month end, we suppose, let's say, procured 100 tons, out of that only 60 tons received, because 100 tons is not going to, or you are not going to receive in one truck. Suppose multiple trucks will be there, right? So let's say partially we have received, other trucks there in transit, and today is the closing date. So that activity also will be there. So that means that your GRIR account is not going to have a complete process, like invoice is not completed. So that these are the advanced scenarios. Once we'll proceed further, I will keep adding those things. But general questions, what is GRIR clearing account? So GRIR clearing account is nothing but that is a clearing account which will be used, which is going to credit once we are going to receive the inventory, and it is going to debit once we are going to process the invoice. That is our second questions. And with reference to the accounting part also I have explained, and in SAP system also you have seen. This is the accounting document, SAP document with reference to GR. Let me quickly show you the invoice part also. Now this is your vendor invoice in SAP system. This is invoice, and with reference to what are the other documents are available, or the accounting documents are involved here. So this is our accounting document or vendor invoice. This is the accounting documents. It's not purchase to vendor, what you have studied in the in your graduation or post graduations. So here vendor is credited, and this is automatic posting. Again, how we got this document? If you'll check the source document, you will find the source document is your invoice, the vendor invoice. So with reference to that, we got the document. So the GRIR document which was credited earlier, now it is debited. Now if you are not familiar with SAP, you must be thinking like where it is the debit credit is there. For that, again, you have to understand the posting key concepts. So that you need to understand here, right? So I will add one small video on posting key also. It is going to help you. Then some difference was there, so that is also there. Tax part also there. So each and everything is configured by the consultant, so the user's role will be simple, or the business user's activity will be the easier one. Now coming to next question, and all these points I picked from that job description only. Coming to the next questions. So if we'll check this job description here, one point was there, that is PO and non-PO invoices. Now what is the difference with that? Let's take the next questions. So can you explain the difference between purchase order, PO, which right now I explained, and the non-PO invoices? So PO invoice means the previous one, which is connected with a purchase order, then GR, then invoice. That is already explained. Non-PO invoices typically incurred when it is linked with any service. For example, let's say housekeeping. We are going to raise one invoice for the housekeeping and or maintenance staff. In that case, there will be no approval is required, or purchase order will not be linked with that. It's a very simple invoice we are going to process. So we are going to debit the housekeeping expenditure, and we are going to credit the vendor invoice. So that is a very easy process will be there. And mostly you will find the core finance team is going to involve that, right? So in this case, like the logistic is involved. The previous one, what I explained, the PO, that is logistic involved. But when you will go for non-PO invoices, so in that case, logistic is not involved. Directly we are going to post the invoice. So for your reference, let me quickly post one entry so that it will be easy for you to understand. So I'm going to debit one expenditure, that is housekeeping expenditure, and I'm going to credit the vendor invoice. Okay, so let's take that. Now I got the task to create one non-PO invoice. So this is your housekeeping expenditure. So let's say what will be the accounting entry in this case? The accounting entry will be the expense account is going to debit, housekeeping is going to debit, housekeeping expenditure is going to debit, let's say 200, and we are going to credit the vendor. So vendor is going to credit, and housekeeping expenditure is going to debit. In this case, everything will be data entry, so it's a pure manual activity will be there. So a lot of, like as I said in previous case, a lot of automations will be there. Now in this case, there is no integration, no automation is there. Each and everything data we are going to plug in the system, and for this the required master data should be there, vendor master should be there, the GL master should be there. I already have these videos. If you'll check the playlist related to R2R, you will find the GL master creation and vendor master creation. It is there in the P2P. You can check that in the I button. Now this I'm going to enter in the system. Okay, so we can use the transaction codes. You can use the transaction code FB60, or you can also use the navigation for like it is most convenient for other participants who are not familiar with SAP. So let me go to the navigation. This is my screen where I'm going to feed the data. So financial accounting, then we are going to do the accounts payable, then the data entry, and this one is my invoice entry. So without involving the logistic, we are going to post this accounting entry. Now in this screen, whatever the field informations that I need to enter here manually, so to with which vendor we are going to credit, or to which vendor, for which vendor we are going to raise the invoice. So you should have that information. So I have this vendor. Let me take this invoice number, vendor number 12. And are we going to create the vendor master? Initially, if you are end user, you don't have the right to create the vendor master, but gradually once you have more experience, if you are working as power user, super user, you need to create the vendor master, and it is part of your P2P process also. So the date, so let's say the invoice date is 18th, and the posting date, then amount. So as I said, 200. Tax, let's make it simple. So let's ignore the tax part, but in invoice tax will be there. Then the debit amount. So which GL you are going to do. This is our vendor. Vendor number is, I selected here the vendor, and what GL you are going to debit. So let's take this GL account 4028. So enter here the GL account 4028. It's a debit amount. So you can see it's a debit and the corresponding debit amount, and enter. Now here I'm getting one message because this expenditure as it is expense. So we need to add the relevant cost center or any cost object. So I'm going to add one cost object here. This is a requirement for my configuration point of view. So let me add here one cost center. Let's take this admin department and post it. If you want to see the entry, whether it is correct or not, you can simulate. Okay, so this vendor is going to credit, this vendor is going to credit, and this expenditure is going to debit. So everything is fine, and post it. Now as this vendor invoice posted, I got a confirmation the document generated. Now let me check in the vendor invoice or in vendor report whether this entry is posted or not. For that again I have to use another report or use the transaction code FBL1N, or you can go to the report. There you can get the information. You can search with the document or you can search with the report. I want to see the vendor line items here. So let's check the what was the supplier number. Supplier number was 12, and you need to enter your organization or company code. I want to see the payable items. Just execute, and this is my invoice here. I posted this one right now. Okay, so it is added. I have some more invoices are there, so that is why this one is added with that one, right? If you want to see this document, so you can search the document number 19004. So go to the document. Okay, let's not use the T code. So document, again it is part of GL, so you can go to GL and you can see the document. So what is the document number? Document number was 19004. So this is the entry just now I posted. Now in this case you will not find the list. Last time I was showing that a complete hierarchy was there. In this case you will not find any hierarchy. It's just only one document. You can see in relationship browser, like other CO part is there, profit center is there, but that is not my area of discussion now. You can see other informations, PO is not there. So that is why we used to say this is a non-PO invoices, right? So there is no GR, nothing. It's directly we debited the expenditure and we credited the vendor. So this is also one questions may be there from this particular job description, that is PO and non-PO invoice. Then today in this video I covered what is the process P2P, what is GRIR, that also I explained. Then in next video I will add some more questions related to this particular job description. See you soon. Thank you.